Within my presentation, I'm going to discuss the human digestive system, mechanical and chemical digestion, the optimum conditions for the enzymes, and finally, the constituent food groups of a balanced diet. The digestive system breaks down food into small molecules which are absorbed into the body. The tract has one way in via the mouth and one way out via the bottom. Food enters via the mouth and is broken down by mastication, also known as chewing. The tongue pushes food to the back of the mouth and with the help from saliva allows food to be swallowed more easily. Food enters the throat and it makes its way down to the esophagus with the help of gravity and peristalsis, the contracting and relaxing of the muscles. Food then enters the liver, which is the largest organ within the human body. The liver breaks down food and changes it into energy. The liver stores the bile. Attached to the liver is the gallbladder, which stores the bile and helps to digest the fat. The stomach, the outside muscle, breaks down food with the help from the gastric juices. Food becomes chyme. A normal meal takes 2 to 4 hours to be digested. Then we have the small intestine, where most of the digestion and absorption takes place. It is approximately 6 to 7 centimetres long and is divided into 3 parts, the duodenum, the jejunum and the ileum. From there we move on to the large intestine, which is smaller in length but is much thicker. It absorbs the vitamins that is needed and then makes the food into the faeces that it doesn't need. It is also made up of 4 parts: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the ascending colon and the sigmoid. From there we have the colon, which absorbs water to make faeces drier and easier to pass. The rectum stores the faeces and will stay there until the body spontaneously releases them. From there we have the last part of the digestive system, which is the anal canal, which is where the faeces leave the body. So, chemical and mechanical digestion. Chemical, it begins in the mouth. The brain receives the signals where food is in the mouth, which allows the body to produce more saliva, allowing easier swallowing, and an enzyme called amylase will begin to break down the starch and the sugars. The mechanical digestion also begins in the mouth, where the mastication process breaks down the food. Incisors bite the food and the canines will chew the food into smaller, more easier pieces to swallow. The enzymes. Enzymes work best in certain conditions within the body. The conditions include the temperature. If it is too hot, the enzyme will break down, and if it is too cold, it will work slower. The body's average temperature is 37 Celsius, so this is when the enzymes work best. The body also has a pH, which is on a scale of 1 to 14. The enzymes will change dependent on whereabouts it is in the body and the pH level. 7 is a neutral and below 7 is acidic. Above this is an alkaline. So the pancreatic lipase comes from the pancreas and will break down fat within the body. The average pH of this enzyme is 7.0 to 9.0. We also have lactase, which comes from the small intestine and breaks down whole milk and takes the lactase from it and makes it into glucose and galactose. The pH of this one is 2.0 to 7.0. We then move on to the constituent food groups of a balanced diet. From here you will see we have carbohydrates, which are classed as simple and complex. Complex carbohydrates are sourced from food such as white bread, rice, pasta and cakes, biscuits and pastries. We also have simple carbohydrates, which are sourced from wholemeal and whole grain pastas and rice, frozen and fresh vegetables, sweet potatoes and pulses. Protein. Protein can be found in the foods such as meats, fish, eggs, milk, yogurt, cheese, seeds and nuts. Milk and dairy products from milk, cheese, yogurts, cream cheese and quark. Fruit and vegetables, whether they're fresh, frozen or canned, they all provide a good source of fruit and veg, as well as pure fruit juices. Dried fruits will also provide a source, however, they contain more calories as they normally have more sugar within them. We then have fats and sugars, sweets, chocolates, cakes and pastries. Fizzy and sugary drinks provide the fats and sugars, but to keep the body healthy, these have to be eaten and drunk in moderation to allow a balanced diet to be maintained. Thank you.